I think that we need to have more voices of individuals who are in those marginalized communities speaking on behalf of the policies that are being put in place, right? Usually we've got economists, we have historians, we have all these people, but we don't have the people who are actually going through it. I think that if we had those voices and we also had the perspective of people who've gone through it and come out of it, survivors, like, let's look at them. Let's look at what we can replicate, right? What worked for them and how can we replicate that? The answers are right there. So I think that's another thing that we can do. And also, not getting rid of or getting out of this whole, creating this perception of the dichotomy of like superhuman and subhuman within these categories, right? There's always this superhuman homeless person who got out of it because they were extraordinary, so they're unreachable, or they're subhuman and they're a menace to society, right? Well, as long as we keep focusing on these two dichotomies with each of these categories of marginalized people, it's not attainable, and we continue to dehumanize them. As far as policy goes, I would say that, when we look at these structures and these organizations, whether it's the UN or any other organization, maybe thinking about, who are we holding the staff people, the people that are working there, more accountable, because there are a lot of ethical violations we know with CBP, ICE, right? Holding them accountable. Right now, I don't know if we're doing that. If it's foster care workers, whatever, holding them accountable. Secondly, looking at the most senior leadership in these organizations and really looking at whether or not there's diversity, there's representation, sufficient representation at the most senior levels, or is it the same people in the most senior roles that are making the decisions, right? I think that's really important as well. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Thank you. So with that being said,